Nate.
And I'm Harry.
So we're going to talk about football for this first episode. I support Chelsea. And do you want to turn it off?
I didn't even pick up.
Do you want to turn that off, Harry? I'll have some silent phones.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Right, either way, let's carry on. I support Chelsea.
And I support Man United.
The Red Devils.
The Red Devils indeed. Not so much anymore. But, you know, you get what you get.
So, Harry, when did you start supporting the Horny Devils, the Manchester United?
I've supported for quite a few years now. My mum's side of the family were all from Manchester. So I've always sort of kept up to date with them. But I've properly started watching them in the last sort of 4 years. Since, 10 years of misery, really. We've won a few trophies, but never looked pretty good. It's terrible times to be a Man United fan.
Well, on the bright side of things, I've supported Chelsea since they won the Premier League in, I believe, 2016-17 season. That was a season I did actually support them when they won the Premier League. I had many other teams like Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man U. At one point, I went for a Liverpool stadium tour, but I actually stuck with Chelsea even through the hard times.
I think that's the main point of when you decide to support a club, though. It's that you stick with that one team.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you can support anyone you want, obviously, but pick that one team and stick with them. And I don't think you can find any two more real supporters than Man United fans and Chelsea fans.
Yeah. I feel like you're a level above me in that sense, though. You've really gone through some hard times, especially last season.
Yeah, that was a rough season. Finishing 15th, losing to Tottenham. I think that was worse. That was actually worse. It was losing to Tottenham in that final. Brennan Johnson scoring, and then they just parked the bus for 70 minutes.
Yeah, that was definitely a final of who played the worst rather than who played the best. But moving on, you are starting to have a better season, I would say.
Yeah, we're having quite a good run of form at the moment, actually. I think it's definitely come from some of these signings in the summer. You know, we've got Cunny, who's very good at carrying the ball. We've got Wemo, who's just a little pocket rocket. He just doesn't stop running. And we finally have someone decent in goal. Sene Lamens. He can actually do what a goalkeeper is supposed to do and not throw it into your own net. I think that was one of the reasons why we were actually so shambolic last season, was simply because of the man, the myth, the legend, Onana. But it might also come in our favour, you know. And Mbeumo, we're losing him to AFCON, but he plays for Cameroon, and we all know a Cameroon goalkeeper that's pretty bad. So hopefully he won't be out there too long. But yeah, definitely a good run of form at the moment. With I think we're being held together by our defence now, really, than our midfield. Our attack's getting a lot better. Our defence, you know, we've got De Ligt, who I definitely believe, the next Man United captain.
Yeah.
He shows real spirit. Even in the last game, you know, I think the substitutions were bad. But we kept trying, and eventually De Ligt got that, I think it was a 96-minute header. So I think it shows levels to where we were from last season to where we've come to now. Because, yeah, I mean, before we'd be losing, I remember that clip of Mark Goldbridge, 3-0 to Palace. We might only suffer 1-0 this time.
Yeah. I mean, Palace are off for a good start, especially after the FA Cup win.
They beat Liverpool 3 times.
Yeah, they have done well. I mean, currently Chelsea, I can't have a go at them. They're doing what they need to do. They're winning. It's just some stupid games. It's like the teams that
Man United.
the teams that aren't particularly good, or the teams that don't that aren't on the radar. They go under the radar, like Karabakh in the Champions League.
Yeah.
It seems like we just don't turn up in games that we sort of don't need
Should
to
win.
Yeah.
I feel exactly the same as Man United. Even last season, I mean, I think we beat Man City twice. You know, we knocked them out of the competition and beat them. I think it was at the Etihad. And I think we sort of show up against those bigger games because there is more to it. Whereas, as I say, I think Wolves beat us twice last season. I think West Ham even beat us twice last season. And we all know how they're doing now. So it is one of those things.
But, I mean, Chelsea, they're doing good. They're third in the Premier League. That's without Cole Palmer as well. I'd just like to add, like...
Is he still injured?
Yes, yeah. I think he's out for another 5 weeks of time of recording. But, I mean, last season, I'm pretty sure everyone used to just say, yeah, it's Cole Palmer FC, it's just all Cole Palmer and stuff. But to do it a season after without him, when that's apparently all we had, it's quite good. I mean, it shows that the team are actually gelling. They're all young, yeah, but they are gelling because we wouldn't be third in the Prem at this minute, so...
I mean, when you think about it as well, you've lost quite a few games, so I think that shows just how well you've actually done, or how bad the Premier League itself has got. Like, there's...
He's Arsenal top of the league.
Arsenal top of the league, and what, like 3 points difference between from like 2nd to 10th?
Yeah, we've got a big problem in Arsenal at the top of the league. But another thing is, Chelsea could have been top of the league if it wasn't for those 7 matches we had red cards.
It was a good streak.
Whatever, but I mean, Robert Sanchez cost us the game against Man U, funnily enough. Red card in 6 minutes. Chalobah got a red card in a game that we should have and we could have won. And them 2 wins pushed us on to 26 points and we would be top, joint with Arsenal.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same as a Man United fan. Obviously, we've sort of been written off this season. I think most people had us to be placed around, that 15th, 16th mark again, just because of how bad we were last season. But even, I mean, I think we're on a run of 5 games now, unbeaten. Admittedly, we have probably thrown them in the second half and drew. But, we haven't lost. But a few games earlier on in the season, ones that we did lose simply by, I think Fulham, we missed the penalty. Brentford, we missed the penalty. They then later went and scored again. I think that we've had about 3 or 4 penalty misses that have actually cost us games, and it's exactly the same as yourself. With those extra points, say that's 12 extra points, now we'd be in first. So I still think it's anyone's title really.
Yeah, definitely.
Except for West Ham.
Yeah, definitely not our Wolves. I mean, Chelsea, you've got to give it to them, but the red cards they just kill me. They just kill me because we would be, if them 2 games, the 2 games that we should have won, we could have won, just flung away to red cards. I mean, what the 7 matches, there was João Pedro red carded, Liam Delap red carded, Enzo Maresca, who is the one who's supposed to be controlling them, he's got a red card. There's Robert Sanchez, there's Chalobah. It's just crazy. It's actually crazy. But
I feel like, especially in that Man United Chelsea game, I think it was the 4th minute that Sanchez, and admittedly we were playing well. Your screen has just turned off. Does it still record?
I'll see. Yeah, it does, so fine.
So fine, even if it turns off.
Yeah.
Especially in that Man United game, we were playing well to get Robert Sanchez that red card. It was a stupid error. But I feel like, as a Man United fan, when Casemiro got his red card to even out the game, just make it a little bit more interesting, and then we all thought we were going to lose. I mean, I can't even remember who scored right. It was near the end, I think, that we scored that second goal to win. But I mean, Casemiro, I'm proud of him. He's finally. I mean, we've always said, as Man United fans and people that I've watched the games with, as soon as Casemiro gets a yellow card, take him off. Because he makes the most ridiculous challenges. No reason. It's like, no chance of getting the ball. He's 2 miles behind. It'll just clip your legs out. But he is a scary, scary midfielder at the moment. I feel like he controls Man United. I mean, they don't call him Unk for a reason. And we notice it as soon as we lose Casemiro on the field. We've replaced him recently with Agate, who words can't describe him. Onana's still in the team. Just can't control the ball and gets angry. He just rages. He gets angry and then starts just, instead of going for the ball, starts going for heads. It's a crazy watch. But what I want to see is like a Man United fan, I want to see Kobbie Mainoo get some more time. He's been on the bench a lot recently, and we know he's been linked with like Newcastle in January on loan. I mean, you've already got Garnacho. Don't steal all of our academy. We don't have much of one. But yeah, I feel like we should be giving Kobbie Mainoo that time. I feel like we should. Also with Bruno, I feel like quite a lot of our losses have actually come down to Bruno. Again, a lot of our wins have come down to Bruno, but it's never consistent from him. He does leave the midfield quite open, which allows us to, as you saw against Nottingham Forest, 2 goals in a minute. We just got ran through. We see this happening quite a lot as soon as Casemiro comes off the field.
I mean, hats off to him, because the past few seasons he's been amazing. He's by far been your best player. World class. He is world class. But I think the only problem that Man U have made is they've not sold him. That last transfer window, I think they should have, because Amarim's obviously changed how it works, and he's not a central midfielder. He is a centre forward or attacking midfielder. Yeah. He's not made to play there.
He finds that precise pass over the top, through the lines. He doesn't defend.
Yeah.
Put it that way. And you can see it in quite a lot of our players that we've sort of got out with the likes of Anthony, Rashford. I mean, who else has gone in on it? You see it with all of those sort of characteristics that they would get upset, and instead of trying to win that ball back, they would have a paddy about it on the field. Like, Rashford was notorious for not tracking back, and I feel it's quite the same with Fernandes. I think he's, as you say, world class when it comes to making that final pass, making that final cross. But when he loses the ball, he just constantly looks for a foul. And I feel like we often, when that happens, are playing with 10 because he's still up the field.
You can link that with so many other players, but I feel like the best player to link that to is Salah, but last season, because this season obviously he hasn't been as good as he was last season.
He's not been Salah.
Yeah, it's purely because last season he told Arne Slot, it was the first season in charge and whatever and stuff. He says, "You let me do whatever I want on that right side. You let me stay up. I don't have to track back or anything." And that whole team it was made sure that he didn't have to do that. And then when he's let free like that, he's getting goals, he's getting assists. He's been the best player of that season. But when he's similar to Bruno Fernandes, when he's told to do something that he doesn't really want to do, and it stops him from being as good as he is, it's not going to end well. Like, you should. I just think you really should have sold him, because I think no matter what, he might have got a goal this season. I'm not aware if he has, but
I don't even think. Whereas before it has all been through Bruno Fernandes, whereas as much as we could sort of let it slide about his defending because he was that good of an attacker. I mean, he got the assist for Harry Maguire's late winner against Liverpool for the first win in 10 years. But other than that, he's been pretty quiet. He's not done an awful lot. I feel like our defence have probably done more in attack than Bruno. You know, we have scored a lot of late headers with the likes of Harry Maguire, who I think is injured now, which is a bit rough. But, I mean, we've got the Litz header in the Spurs game. And I would totally agree with you. I feel like as much as I love Bruno Fernandes for the player he is, I think it was time for him to go. I mean, I think we got an offer of, it was somewhere in the region of like 150 million for him, and to think of like the club's financial worries, especially at the moment, if we had sold him, I don't think we'd have been any worse off. Like, we could have invested more in the midfield, which is, I think, should be the target point for the January transfer window.
Our main problem is our defence. We've got good defenders. They're just down to injured, but there must be something going on at the minute with Chelsea. We've had Cole Palmer injured. We've got Levi Colwell injured. We've got Lavia injured, and
Reece James has been out as well.
Yeah, we've just got the same players getting injured all the time. There's Reece James is one of the main ones. Lavia is one of the main ones. I mean, I do like Malo Gusto, but after the Wolves game, yeah, he scored his first goal for Chelsea in 81 appearances, but he's not good. He's not Reece James. He is not a solid right back. He doesn't even have that good games when he has good games.
I feel like it's all down to that whole idea of consistency again. That we, all as like fans of top clubs, we all suffer from. It's the consistency. We're expected to win, which is when the consistency isn't there and we lose the games that we perhaps shouldn't. I think that's when it really sort of gets to us. I know your Malo Gusto is our Diogo Dalot. I mean,
I think he's slightly worse, but
I wouldn't even get that. I mean, that's being kind, saying slightly. I do not rate Dalot as a football player at all. I think he's got 2 left feet. I'm not saying I would do any better, but he is something else. He is something else. He can't control the ball. And, I mean, both those goals, I think definitely in the Forest game, both those goals came from the right side when he fell asleep. You know, 2 people managed to run behind him and around him to get to the ball before he realised he was playing for Man United again. It was a terrible performance, and I feel like it's this consistency that we're talking about. Dalot is consistently bad. He's just, I mean, whether it's because of all this new release of him being cousins with Amram,
which isn't true,
maybe this is why he still gets the game time. But I mean, Malacia, he's just disappeared off the face of the planet. I mean, we still post him on Instagram, but he only seems to be the post boy. And what I don't understand, we've got Luke Shaw, who is he is a left back. As much as he's playing very well in his more central, centre back role at the moment, we have Luke Shaw as a left back. Mazraoui is an erratic football player again, but he is better than Dalot. He can play on the right and wouldn't give Man United fans as many heart attacks as it would during the game. We watch games, and now what we're noticing with the Spirit, we are going in front quite often, we are scoring, but we just need to wait sort of to that first couple of minutes of the second half. Diogo Dalot will just let you catch up for the love of the game. You know, he enjoys that challenge of being behind and wanting to score, I think, because he's terrible. He's terrible.
I mean, coming back to the last Chelsea game against Wolves, 3-0 victory, I mean, Estevao should be a starter no matter what. He's a wonder kid. He's brilliant.
At 19, he's 19, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 19. There's nothing wrong with his game. He just needs game time. That's all. But Malo Gusto, yeah, he scored, but he's just, every time he gets the ball, he panics. He may put it out for a throw, or he may just lose it from dribbling. His defending isn't that bad. It isn't that bad. He just panics a lot. Misplay. It's like having Robert Sanchez's footballing ability on the right back with Reece James's defending. It's just, it's not right. And the way that they're trying to play him is pushing into the midfield slightly. It's just not right. I think he's just like a classic fullback. That's it. You can't get him inverted where he goes into the midfield. But I mean, when you've got, I suppose it's not as bad because the only problem at the minute with this Chelsea team, I feel like, is Malagusto, how much game times he gets compared to Reece James. Yeah, Reece James does get injured quite easily, but it should be, Reece James should be a starter. Malagusto should come on when Reece James is, getting tired. And I'm going to annoy you when saying this, but on the Wolves game, someone got 2 assists and had a brilliant game. And I regret everything I ever said about him, because now I'm starting to realise he is actually a good player, and that's Alejandro Garnacho. No matter what Man U fans think, I think Alejandro Garnacho is actually a good player.
I mean, you've just got to go off that bicycle kick I saw in the... What was it? He just tries to... I don't like Alejandro Garnacho. I don't like it. Our relationship is tainted with the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Man U fans take it to heart a bit too much. I know that he did what he did. He didn't go to training or anything. But then there's instances where... I know where there's instances that Chelsea have had that. Like, Romelu Lukaku. He joined us, I was gassed, saying like 90 or 70 million or something. It was stupid. He joined us from Inter Milan after a brilliant season, and in his first game, he scored one. He was off for a good start, and then he went for an interview and just basically slagged Chelsea off. But I still like him. I
feel like that's the difference with Garnacho, though, and as much as it does hurt Man United fans, he didn't have the best of starts. I feel like from when we first saw him in the games, he would, trip over his own feet rather than... But he seems to be finding them now, and I think that's what hurts more, is the fact that he was starting to see glimpses of him, of how he was when we liked him.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a bad player at all. I don't... From who we've got as wingers, we've got Neto, we've got Gittins, we've got Tyreek George, but I'm not fond of him. I hope he goes next. As soon as the transfer window goes, just put him on loan or sell him or something, because he's not good enough for Chelsea. We've got Esteval. I would rather have Gittins playing more than Garnacho, but on the other hand, Garnacho has got more, games behind his back in the Premier League, and he
is used to winning games. Yeah. Even for us, he does have some sort of, I'd say, spirit again. I think it's just his attitude that stinks a little bit. He believes no doubt he's a good football player, no doubt whatsoever. But he believes he's better than good.
Yeah.
He's good. He's not great yet. He has we always believed in him. We always said he has that ability that he could be great.
Yeah, he's got a lot of potential.
But he believes he is now, and I feel like that's why Man United fans don't like him. But that's why we kind of want him to not succeed.
I mean, you've got players like... In Chelsea, you've got a lot of character, I think. I mean, every football club you do. You've got Cucurella, who everyone hates, but Chelsea fans love. He just gets in everyone's head, and it's brilliant. I mean, you can't ask Garnacho not to think he's class, because that'll annoy other players, stuff like that. And, I mean, we'll move on to Cucurella, I may as well. He is possibly... Well, no, he is the best left-back in the league.
Just because of the fact he can rage bait people, and everyone hates him.
But he is good.
It works. It works.
All of his ability. So, Harry, carrying on with Cucurella before the camera messed up and one of the microphones went offline. He is the best left-back in the league. I am not having any other player at that top spot. Yeah, I may be biased because I'm a Chelsea fan, but he's so consistent in game. Every game he's so consistent. Yeah, and maybe what we needed was someone to wind players up, and adding Garnacho into the mix just helps us.
Yeah, I feel like that is where Cucurella just excels. I mean, you've seen it so many times. I think the amount of times people have just been red carded, sent off the field for having a little grab of his hair. And I don't know whether he's over-exaggerating. I don't know whether it hurts. I've personally never had my hair pulled.
I can tell you a big story about that after this podcast, sorry.
But, I mean, he's just... I mean, I don't watch Chelsea games. I've never really seen his sort of actual defending ability.
Yeah, I mean...
But just from all the clips where you see of him winding players up and he reduces teams to 10 men constantly. And I feel like that is, as much as rival fans hate it, you know, I don't think there is any hated player even more, you know. I mean, Dalot's giving you a good run. Onana, you know, these players like that. But Cucurella for me is worse. He's worse.
I mean, I feel like the hatred really began after that final of the Euros, England versus Spain, and Cucurella was just
stupid song.
Just properly.
Cucurella.
Yeah, he was just. He just showed how well class he was. I know all the players play better when they're playing for the country.
I mean, was it an assist or a goal he got in there?
It will have been an assist, probably. I don't know. It might have been a good.
I know he contributed to that winning goal, whether it was himself or. So I think English fans hate him. English. Spanish. But no, English fans hate him.
Definitely.
We hated him before the Euros. We'll hate him after, and we will continue to hate him. But it plays for him. It works for him, and I think there's no one doing that better than him.
Moving on to the goalkeeping situation, both of our teams, we haven't really had an outstanding goalkeeper. We haven't really had a half-decent goalkeeper. I mean, Mendy in the Champions League for us, Eduardo Mendy in the Champions League, he was brilliant. I'm pretty sure he conceded the least goals in the whole competition, and we also went on and win. We beat Man City 1-0 in the final.
Yeah.
I feel like that was partly down to him, but then he had some standout moments against Brentford. He saved like an overhead kick, and it was really good. But then we went on to Rob Sanchez. He is starting to look like a Chelsea goalkeeper. His distribution is getting a hell of a lot better, and it may have been highlighted in the Wolves and Chelsea game, the most recent one. I mean, João Pedro was one-on-one with the goalkeeper from Rob Sanchez's fast thinking, his throw out right to the top, and then there you are, one-on-one. Unlucky that João Pedro missed it, but he did end up getting a goal anyway. But his shot stopping, is one of the best in the Premier League. Stats proven it is one of the best in the Premier League. But I am happy with him at the minute.
I feel like he's another player that's just he's getting to that stage now where he can really, you know, make a difference in the side. For us, I feel like any goalkeeper, like a traffic cone, is better. Is better than Onana. We could never really got any worse. I think. I mean, we saw it in games when we were in the Europa League. People were shooting at Onana from the halfway line because he was likely to drop it. He was consistent at dropping it. So, going as a Man United fan from having David De Gea, who I would argue is probably one of the best shot stoppers the Premier League has ever seen, even maybe the best. I feel like his shots, I'm saying it now, shot stopping capability was abnormal. He would reach places in the goal where you shouldn't be able to reach. He would save Man United so many times. Looking back at Ten Hag's first season, as much as we can argue Rashford played really well and was scoring the goals, David De Gea won the Golden Glove. In his final season at Man United, he won the Golden Glove. Which, going from David De Gea to Onana, we brought him in for his distribution, which was arguably still worse. And I feel like now we've got Seny Lamens, who is our starting goalkeeper. Altay Bayindir is just as bad as Onana, the Turk. He's not very good. I mean, he had a few good moments in Liverpool last season, but other than that, Seny Lamens is the man. He is showing he's just showing what a goalkeeper, I feel, like the basics. He's getting the basics right, and that's what's really important to us. The basics are right. Unfortunately, as our defence is improving, we've got De Ligt, we've got Luke Shaw, we've got Harry Maguire, who all have been brilliant. I think Semi Lamens is being let down by his defence. Not to mention any names again, the right side, Dallo. I feel like the goals Semi Lamens has conceded haven't actually been his fault.
Yeah. I mean, he does have to get through 10 men before he even gets to the keeper. I mean, you could say for a keeper like that, he just needs more time in the Premier League. Obviously, it'll be his first season starting as number one goalkeeper, and I can imagine how Man United fans felt when Onana left. Onana got out. I can imagine.
I believe he is only on loan.
Oh. Well, it's safe to say that I don't think he'll be number one anymore.
No, I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah, which will have lifted a massive weight off your back. Like, I don't know, it's like when Reece James starts over Mal Augusto.
I was going to say when Anthony left as well, and I feel like that is, I think definitely for us, I think we're comfortable with our managers now.
That right there was a brilliant move for his career, because he's still got levels to him, but I just feel like it's not Premier League levels. Like in La Liga, yeah, it's hard, but it's not as difficult as being in the Premier League, I think.
I mean, he's doing phenomenally at Betis, but he was never that at Man United. You know, he would get the occasional goal, like when we had a really good run of fixtures. I think it was under Ten Hag when he first came in, and we all thought he was going to be brilliant when we beat Arsenal on opening week. I think it was 3-1, something like that, and we thought we had a player. That player didn't show up again until we played Barcelona. And again, going back to that whole theme of consistency, he wasn't consistent enough.
Yeah. Main problem, I believe, with Chelsea is 100 million % we don't have a pair of centre-backs that are consistently good. Well, maybe not, but they're injury prone is what I'm trying to say. My dream centre-back partnership at the minute is Wesley Fofana and Joshua Chempong. Yeah, maybe he needs more game time to get into it, but he will. There's problems with our defence. I feel like that's the main thing, maybe the only thing wrong at the minute. I mean, apart from Mal Augusto, I actually hate him, by the way. As much as you probably hate Dallo more than... Either way, the main problem is we don't have that centre-back partnership. I mean, Tosin Adarabioyo, he is a very good leader, very good at the back, very good leader, but he's just no agility whatsoever, so people get past him so easily. Yeah. But with Wesley Fofana and Joshua Chempong, they are, from what I've seen this season so far, they are our best centre-backs, but we're playing just like tossing and just...
I mean, is that what you feel like? I mean, you're scoring the goals. It is just the defence for Chelsea, I think.
I mean, the Wolves games, it was 3-0, but it's Wolves, so I'm pretty sure they didn't even have one shot on target that game. They definitely didn't have a shot on target or at all in the first half. So it's
Mal Augusto.
So it's just like... So it's just like... I mean, Levi Colwell, yeah, he is out injured and stuff, but it's not really I mean, it's the rotation of the squad, I believe, but Enzo Maresca rotates so often, so much, probably to prevent injuries of certain players. I mean, Caicedo, we cannot get injured because he is our whole groundwork. He is everything.
I think he was such a good signing for you. I know
definitely was.
Man United had links with him when he was 19. And we just didn't pluck up the funds for it, and it's such a regret. And I feel like our board will regret that because he has become such a best CDM in the league.
Yeah.
By a far.
Yeah. I mean, you look at other midfields, and I think Chelsea is really... they're maybe not the best because of people like Enzo, because he can either have a really, really good game or a really, really bad one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bit of inconsistency, though. It's going to happen and stuff, but Caicedo never seems to play terrible. He might play it off a bit, but he never plays terrible. But I mean, if we just had centre-backs that we could rely on game in, game out, it would be much better, because they would build that partnership, they'd get to know how to work with each other. But again, Wesley Fofana, he got injured loads. He's been injured loads as a Chelsea player, and maybe he isn't the best option to put out there because of his injury proneness. But other than that, injuries aside, Josh Chempong and Fofana, I think, should be our centre-backs constantly.
I mean, we're exactly the same thing. I feel like it's our... Well, I'd argue it's not. I think our defence has grown a lot in the last year with signings like Delit, as I've already mentioned, should be the next captain when we sell Bruno. But I think it's... Whereas your problem is defence, I think ours is the midfield and the bench. So our midfield, when Casemiro's on the pitch, as much as it's scary having Casemiro on the pitch, he controls the game. We noticed in the Spurs game, Van der Ven tried to have another run like he did in the Champions League game, where he got that goal. He tried to do the same thing. Casemiro just bodied him off the ball. Casemiro gives you that, well, some sort of consistency. When he comes off the pitch, we don't have that. We've got Bruno, who unfortunately doesn't track back, and we bring on players like Ugarte, who don't make that difference that you want from a sub. Whereas we used to have, and as much as, again, it hurts me to say it, Garnacho would come off the bench, fire, he would do nothing but run. And whereas now we have the players in the starting 11 that do that, like Mbeumo, who has been arguably one of the best players in the Premier League so far this season. He's really hit the ground running. Cunha's amazing. I do feel like he is probably the best Man United player at the moment. Admittedly, he's not getting the goals, he's not getting the assists at the moment, but the amount of sort of sticky situations he's got us out of is worth it to me. I think he is so valuable to the team, and I do think Amrin's system of having the rotating triangle, I've never seen it before, but it seems to work. We're scoring the goals, but unfortunately I do feel like our midfield lets us down because it is so open. And I feel like that should be our aim for the January, where you're saying like you want Fofana and Chempong, was it?
Yeah.
You want that consistent, almost starting. We need to go out in the January transfer window and buy some starting midfielders, defensive midfielders. We need someone to back up on Casemiro because no one can do the job like him. I do think I like Elliot Anderson. I think he would be an incredible signing. I mean, even in the Man United versus Nottingham Forest game, he ran the game. As much as it was a draw, he didn't place a foot wrong. We've obviously been linked to Balaba, or Balaba, or whatever, however the hell you pronounce his name. The Brighton guy. When we played Brighton, he wasn't that good. But I feel like that's because we managed the game pretty well. But I do think we need to go out and make signings to almost back up Fernandes, back up Casemiro, because that's where we're conceding the goals, because they get through the midfield and they run towards Dalot.
Linking with transfers, I mean, Chelsea have had links of Rudiger.
Yeah.
He was good.
Making his return.
Yeah, he was brilliant when he last played for Chelsea. I mean, I'm pretty certain that he's been quite good at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But this is where I start to think maybe it's not a good idea. But we've got a young squad. He's going to add
age.
He's going to add age. Yeah, he's going to add experience. He's been at the top level for quite a while now. and he's going to add knowledge of what and such and such.
Yeah.
But you see the other side to him, where he's reckless. He does get red cards, maybe more often than we want. And the current situation we've got, or we've had for the past
7 games in a row.
Yeah, 7
He
games.
could make that 8. He could make that 8.
Yeah, this is the only problem. He may get red cards. I mean, he's getting older, but maybe that's what we need, a bit of depth and a bit. He's like
our Casemiro.
Yeah,
he is notorious at having that last ditch reckless challenge that's often not needed. But I do feel like he might, as we say with Casemiro, he does give us. He knows what he's doing. He has such a game focused brain. Maybe it's not his ability alone anymore, but he knows how to play the game, and I feel like you'll find that with Rudiger.
You're definitely not wrong there, but if we're going to look for any centre-back, I'd rather it be in the same age category, maybe a bit older than we've currently got, but that's like much older than we've currently got compared to everyone else in the team.
Yeah.
I just don't think getting Rudiger back is a good idea. I would like to see another centre-back come to our squad, but it's whether the fact is it going to work well with Fofana or Joshua Chempong. And I mean, I'm pretty sure Badiashile is currently injured, but he should have never been an option to put in anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, Enzo Maresca's thing is rotating the squad, but then with his problem with rotating the squad, it's going to make players not play well together or as good because they're not used to playing with that certain player, or they haven't got they don't know what they're both thinking and stuff. But his whole thing about rotation is keeping the good players like Caicedo, Fernandes, João Pedro, Liam Delap and Estevao, Garnacho. I mean, it's all about Cucurella and Reece James. It's all about rotating so they don't get injured.
Yeah.
Because they can't play 3 or 4 games in a row. But then you see players like Salah, he barely gets swapped out. When does he ever? And Van Dijk, he barely gets swapped out.
And they've been terrible.
They have been terrible, but I'm just giving an example. I mean, last season they were doing the same thing, but they're world class players that have been playing pretty much every game in and out and stuff. Yeah, and that's what just confuses me, because it must be a problem with inside Chelsea and the physical aspect of the club, rather than they'll get injured because they're playing a lot. I think it's a problem inside Chelsea, because you see loads of players, world class players, just play every game and stuff like Yamal and.
I think it's often down to the actual facilities. I know injuries for Man United was another big issue in our last few seasons, and I know at Carrington they've just sort of refurbished it all. They've made new appointments in directors and people that look after the health of the players, and I think it is a big sort of issue that clubs need to address. Players are getting injured far more often than you'd want. Like even Arsenal with Saka. Saka's only just come back. They've missed him. Sort of every team in the Premier League, quite a lot of us all have our sort of main players out with injury.
I mean, yes, on one hand, yes, you do, but there is. I can't imagine a team like. I mean, I hope Cole Palmer comes back and he's all well and he doesn't get injured again. But then there's a chance that he sort of does, because this is what's reoccurring. Like Wesley Fofana's always getting injured. Reece James always getting injured. It's certain players that keep getting injured, like Romeo Lavia. I mean, I hope that Romeo Lavia can get over the injuries, because he just get injured so much, and he is a world class player. I think he has the potential in a few seasons to actually become a starter and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure we may only have Enzo Fernandez for another season or 2 seasons, because Real Madrid want him. I think we would take the money, because he's not a crucial part, but he does get forward. He helps us with the attacks. He gets goals. He gets assists.
And Real Madrid would overpay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's partly thinking, I wouldn't mind the money, but then another part of me says maybe it's not as good as it seems. But yeah, I hope Cole Palmer doesn't get injured like Reece James and Wesley Fan and Romeo Lavia do, because it'll just mess his career up. And we are doing well without him, but if we were with him, we could have been the top of the Prem.
Absolutely. I mean, going on from injuries, I know this is another defender for us, and I know it's probably controversial, but Lisandro Martinez. Obviously, he's suffered a lot through injury. I mean, from his first, I think it was ACL he did. We haven't really seen him. He came back for a game, got injured again. Came back for a game, got injured again. And he is currently back in first team training. We've seen footage of him. He looks better than ever. You know,
that's very questionable. Like, that's weird a bit.
Well,
okay, Harry, right. Harry, I'm sorry. I just had to point it out.
But no, he looks like he's sort of that's the yeah. Anyway, he's a great player on his day.
Sorry.
You just ruined this entire section about Lisandro Martinez. I was gonna.
Right, He looks good. Yeah.
Looks great.
Looks great.
And he is a sort of player that can manage a game as well. And we've missed that in our defence as well. I think when he comes back into it, I think we need to sort of... Yoro's been amazing, but Martinez should start over Yoro. It should be, or even have Harry Maguire to come on for the late goals, the late headers, put him as striker. You know, we've seen him down the right wing. But with injuries, I feel like he's another one that will really improve that Man United squad if he can just get a good run of health, like Mason Mount. That's another.
I actually hate him. I
knew that's why I said it. But
I'm not even salty. Everyone hates him.
I mean, he's been all right for Man United. I don't think he's been the greatest. He's starting to have that good run of health because he's been injured an awful lot and he's starting to find his feet. Obviously, he's now not really starting because we've got Cunha and Mbeumo. I do, however, think he should at the minute be starting over Sesko. I think Sesko, as much as he is I think he's very good at linking players. Like, we've seen it. He's got a few assists already from skills that, I mean, you don't really expect that from a striker. He's very good at carrying the ball as well, whereas he's not very clinical. We saw in the Spurs game, he was like one-on-one with the keeper a few times and he would put it wide, he'd miss. And I do feel like with Mason Mount, I feel like he does give you that little bit more trust in that he will, score in that sense. And I know that obviously will hurt. It's like for us with Garnacho, you don't want to see a previous player doing well. I mean, how do you feel about Mason Mount?
I mean, Mason Mount, he was incredible. He for Chelsea, he was incredible.
Champions League team, wasn't he? He was, yeah.
And I'm pretty certain he got an injury and then just was shit, basically. I think he just got shit. But then, it's nice to see him that he's doing well and stuff, but it's just the...
Nasty to see him at Man United.
Yeah, it's the way that he's gone. He's just... I mean, you've got Arsenal and stuff getting all our retirement players. You've got David Luiz and, Kai Havertz, not retirement, but Kai Havertz, he's not that good. He had a decent season. They were both on and off. But I mean, what Chelsea have lacked previous seasons is strikers. And when Chelsea actually first bought João Pedro and Liam Delap, I was like, oh right, yeah, Liam Delap, he's only had one season, but I suppose he's pen proven, but he didn't get a substantial amount of goals, like unexpectedly big, but it was good enough for his age and his experience and stuff, which was impressive. And then we got João Pedro, and I thought, I don't know where we have him, because I couldn't say that I've analysed him or seen him before or went out my way to watch him. Like if you talked about João Pedro maybe 3 years ago or 2 years ago or the last season or something, I wouldn't have known who it was really. But I mean, I couldn't ask. I'm really happy with who we've got at the minute. we've got both options. I mean, João Pedro isn't really a number 9. He's more of a number 10 in the cam position, creating, but he does get goals. And then Liam Delap, he just needs more time to get in there. He is a number 9, and that's what I like about it. We've got both options.
Yeah.
I mean, when Nicholas Jackson left, it was probably the happiest day of my entire life. I hated him. I thought he was the worst football player to ever step foot at Stamford Bridge.
I remember when we got linked with him in the summer.
Yeah.
We started panicking.
I remember, and it was like for 60 million as well.
Yeah.
All right, could give me a Casio watch for him. I don't care. Yeah, but I mean, that was probably the happiest day of my life. You can say he's doing, but he's doing all right in Bundesliga. Yeah, Bundesliga. I mean, Wirtz has come from Bundesliga. Yeah, he might not be used to the Premier League. He's not playing incredible or anything. Like, people had such high hopes for him, and he's just playing how people would expect him to play that aren't Liverpool fans. But I mean, yeah, on the fact we've got 2 new strikers, I couldn't be more happy. We've got both options. We can play them together at the same time, and it's nice to see that we can rely on 2 people, because if one of them's having a bad game, the other one might not be. Or if they're both having a good game, you can put them both on and stuff like
absolutely.
that. It just gives us options, which is what we've needed. We've needed a clinical number 9, and we've also needed a player like Nicholas Jackson. But I also believe Nicholas Jackson could have played well on the wing. He wasn't a goal scorer, put it like this, he wasn't a number 9. He might have played better on the wing. And I mean, it's just finding that place for him in the team. But I wouldn't want him back. I'm pretty sure he's on loan, but I wouldn't want him back. I wouldn't be that desperate, because no matter what, I mean, you know, our wings aren't the best, but they are better than other options. You've got Garnacho, Gittins, Esteval, Pedro Neto. You've got players that you can sort of, you know, we've got options basically in the wings, and I feel like Nicholas Jackson would have fit in maybe on the wing, but I definitely don't want to try it. Don't want to risk it. So, we're going to do a little post-match... we're going to go on to post-match analysis of the last game that we've played. Chelsea played Wolves, 3-0, we won. Malagusto, I hate him. Everything else, I'm pretty sure it was fine. Now to you, I'm happy with the result.
Yeah, I'm not so much happy with our result. I think happier than I have been, definitely. I mean, we'll take a draw. We'll take a draw against Spurs away any day of the week. But it was our game to win. It was our game to lose. That first half, we were amazing. The second half, as much as we fell asleep a little bit, we were still amazing. Maybe not amazing, but a lot better than we have been. And I do feel like we lost that game in about the space of 5 minutes. You know, we conceded what I would argue was quite a lucky goal, but it was coming. They got more into the game, did Spurs, as it went on. Again, with stuff like we've mentioned before about the midfield, it got ran through when Casemiro came off for Ugarte. Ugarte should have, I believe it was the first goal that they got, Ugarte should have done more. Was he mainly responsible for the goal? Yes. Should have the goal have been saved? Questionable. It was deflected up off the lit. But what does make me happy, the happiest moment in the game, was Richarlison. I think this is such a brilliant point. I don't rate him again as a football player, and he celebrated like he had won the World Cup after it just glanced off his, I can't even think of what would we describe his hair as? Stupid hair. And he celebrates like he's won the World Cup just for Capitino to score a back header in the 96th minute, and I think that sums up the game. It was a bad game. Richarlison scored, but he also didn't win the game, so we can be sort of happy about it. But it was our game to lose. We drew it, so I'm going to take it as a loss because we should have won. But it's miles better than the Man United we have seen in recent history.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the actual podcast itself. So it's going to be called Dim Lights Podcast. Well, as you'll see on the YouTube or TikToky. And each episode is going to have a theme. Like this one, if you couldn't tell, was actually soccer, the Premier League football. And it was mainly about our teams, but if we get comments on, say, oh yeah, do this, do that, do this, and whatever, and we will eventually have guests after a couple of episodes. But this first one was on football. This first one was mainly about Chelsea and Man U. Just explaining why Chelsea are a much better team than Man U, and pretty much always has been since Roman Abramovich. That's all we wanted to say. So
that was a load of tosh. I mean.